Hello, beloved friends. Welcome back to 21 Days of Abundant Living. And we are in this month of November, which we know is a time of great thanksgiving. It's a time where we recognize thankfulness. And one of the quotes out of the scriptures is, "In all things, give thanks." In all things, give thanks. Well, this is especially important to abundant living because we give thanks for everything that exists. And it's not about our acknowledgement of God in that way. It's about our acknowledgement of our own consciousness of thankfulness. That no matter what is occurring, we recognize there is a greater power, there is a higher good that is unfolding, and we are open to experiencing that. So we give thanks in advance. We give thanks in the recognition that God's presence is in the midst of this circumstance and this situation, whether I see it or not in this moment. And so it's an important recognition. The most effective way for me to change my consciousness in a given moment is to move into a place of gratitude in my heart, to have a grateful heart, to open myself to the realization of the wonders of this world, the good that exists in everything. And the moment I do that, I transform my own consciousness. In Eric Butterworth's book, Spiritual Economics, he says, Meister Eckhart probably shocked his colleagues in medieval times when he said, "I never give thanks to God for loving me," because he can't help himself. The God essence, whether he would or not, it is his nature to do that, to love. Love is the nature of God. You see, gratitude is not for God. You are not obligated to thank God for your life, for your job, for your prosperity. However, giving thanks is an important state of your consciousness which keeps you in an awareness of oneness with divine flow. So those words from Eric Butterworth help us elaborate on this point, and to recognize, what is my part in moving myself into a place of gratitude? Living an abundant life is acknowledging the nature of the universe that is always providing for me, that there is a sufficiency even in the midst of what appears to be insufficiency. Where is that sufficiency that is always flowing, and how do I tap back into the realization of that? Because it is my realization of living an abundant life right here, right now, wherever I am. And when I am in the flow of that, then I change how I show up in the world, and the world reflects back to me something different than what I am putting out if I'm in a fear or a lack consciousness, if I'm experiencing limitation in life. So as I open myself to that realization that, there's only this flowing love, there's an all sufficiency available at all times, I get myself into the right vibration, into the frequency of the realization of that, and suddenly I see everything differently. I see life as abundant. I see myself as abundant. I live from that kind of awareness rather than a fear or a lack or a doubt, and I'm constantly in a tension. So if I'm in the knowing that there is a sufficiency and all things are working together through God, as that loving essence, its very nature to bring forth higher good and benevolence and love, and life is always moving life forward, that I can begin to relax into life. What is it to relax into the moment and feel the power and the presence and the gratitude for the gift of this moment? If it's sunshine, I'm grateful for the sunshine and the clarity. And if it's rain, I'm grateful for the rain and the abundance that comes from the watering of and greening of our world. If it's a moment when I am feeling that I don't have all that I would desire, I stop and say, what do I have? What do I have in this moment to be thankful for? I can acknowledge my smile, my health. I can acknowledge the ability to be here and have a conversation, to have a thinking mind, to have a loving heart. I can choose to offer what I have back to the world, because what we give out flows back to us, pressed down, overflowing. Whatever we give will come back in ways that we did not necessarily anticipate. Sometimes it's different than what we expected it to look like. And yet, what's happening is the universe is responding to the vibration and the consciousness that we are holding in ourselves. I remember when I was struggling financially at one point in my life, and I thought, I know that I need to give as kind of the initiation of being in the flow of that divine good. And I knew the principle, but I didn't know what I had to give. We so many times think of giving of our finances or giving of our substance. And I thought, well, let me give time. Let me give of what I have. At the time, I had left my employment and I had been in the recruiting business, but I had been in personnel in ways for years and years and years. So what I gave is I met up with another guy that was the head of a nonprofit, and we put on a seminar together for nonprofits on personnel management. And the two of us developed this, and we gave this as a gift back to the nonprofit industry. Out of that, I met someone who invited me to come help turn a department around at United Way, and I went to work at United Way at that time as a contract, which led eventually to a full-time employment, to moving up the organization and having a fabulous career at United Way. Now, I couldn't have known that from the place I was, where I was feeling like, I don't know where I'm going to get work next. I don't know what all I'm going to do, but let me start giving away what I know, giving away what I have within me. Another time, I remember feeling a little lost, and I decided to give away my smile. How many people could I make smile by smiling at them? I think I've told this story to some of you before, that I went to the airport, and you have those little things that you walk on, and they keep you moving along, people movers, and I would go on and I would smile at everybody I passed, and to see if I could get them to smile. Sometimes what happened is they wouldn't smile, and I was like, oh no, that's not okay. They're too stressed out. They're too involved in where they are. Let me go give them another smile. So I would go run past them and come back by smiling at them again and laughing. And what happened, if nothing else, they would smile at, who is this crazy woman? And so I think sometimes, and what did, it changed how I was and how I felt abundant in that moment. I had an abundance of good to give. I had a good nature. I had loving presence. I had a smile. I could give of what I knew when I did the personnel management seminar. So I want to invite us, wherever you are, whatever you're experiencing right now, you do have a part of you that can change the whole world, the world of your inner awareness and the world around you, by turning to gratitude, to creating a thankful heart. And from that, you start to see what you do have. Because when we are in that place of thankfulness, we see more and more to be thankful for. And that begins to transform our very existence and our very experience of abundant life. That I am abundantly blessed right here and right now. Take a moment, count your blessings today, and let your heart be thankful. Let that radiate life into you and into the world, and just see how the universe responds with showing you all the things that you have to be grateful for. God bless you, friends. Have a fabulous day. Love you, and let's continue this 21 days of abundant living.